Faz, how are you this evening?
Good, buddy. How you doing today?
Doing fantastic. And once again, I want to say welcome to Matt and Faz Sports Buzz. I've been waiting a week to talk to you. How's the weather in the Bay State?
It's actually not so bad. We're climbing up to the 60s, but it'll be back down to normal 25 or 30 in a day or two.
Chilly action going on. Now up here, it's just been nice and balmy today. It was probably in, I'd say, the low 80s, sunny. The evening now, it's about maybe 65 at this point in time, which is about 9 p.m.
Well, I tell you what gets me excited, makes me feel like springtime, baby, is the pitchers and catchers reported the spring training today. I'm just
you are just psyched about that. You mentioned that in our show a couple of weeks ago, how pumped up you were about that.
And it happened today, and so I can't wait till we get to talk about that stuff. There's so much going on in baseball, but we'll hold off on that for a little while. And
you are the definitive truth on the baseball.
I don't think that would be true, but I love
Tony the Truth Faz, baby. No doubt about that. So I think on the show we said we were going to talk about maybe starting off our show with just our 5 kind of like a little abridged list. Instead of 10, we'll do like a 5 top power teams in the NBA. And I just wanted to see how our list compared.
All right.
You want me to start off with my list, Faz?
Yeah, why don't you go? I actually think it would be nice to hear from you.
Okay. Let's see. The number 1, I don't think it would be a surprise to anybody. It'd be the Lakers. I think that there's last week beat the Raptors, the Celtics, and the Cavaliers. So I just put them number 1. They have best record in the NBA.
Yeah,
where else could they be?
Makes a lot of sense.
Second, I have Cavaliers.
Yeah.
They've been playing great ball. I'm impressed. I hear some trade rumors about maybe Vince Carter going there, but I don't know what they'd have to give up for that. The trade things are interesting to hear right now. They're actually entertaining, too.
They are.
Yeah. Third on my list, I have the Celtics. Some people might criticize that. And
I think you and I have top 3 at the same way. It's
very interesting. Great. Is it the great minds think alike thing?
I'm not sure how great they are, but they're the same.
Even though, they did lose to the Lakers and the Spurs, but we've seen it happen before with the Celtics where people start talking smack about them and they just amaze you. They just come back and win 12 straight. You know what I mean?
Those are both last-second losses.
Sure.
And I'll say that they were competitive throughout the game and actually should have beat the Spurs. But they were both very good games. Spurs just showed an amazing amount of point scoring in that last minute. But keep going. I apologize.
It's no problem. Okay, after the Chelsea, let's see, that was 3. So 4, I got the Magic.
Magic.
I've been impressed with the Magic. I'd like to see some more leadership out of Howard.
Yeah.
Just imagine with Howard as a strong leader what that team could do.
Yeah.
So I got that.
They lost Jameer Nelson now for the year.
Yeah.
I know that's a big loss for them, but Orlando is a heck of a team. So.
Yeah. Yep. So I got them at 4 and 5. I got the Spurs. The Spurs just seem to always show up on one of my 5 slots. They're like a. Not that I don't like the Spurs, like a fly that won't go away at a cookout or something. It's just like they're always there, man. They're freaking solid. They really are.
Well, they are.
Look, they beat the Celtics. They lost to the Nuggets, but that was without Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili.
Yeah, that's a great call right there.
But they barely lost that game, and you're talking about So.
Well, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to say my top 3 are the same exact things that you go.
Well, I'm hearing we might have some differences. I'm really getting excited.
I think our differences would and they're not even that big. Our differences, I would bump the Spurs up to number 4, only for the reason being that the Spurs they're always there.
Yeah.
And you say it yourself, and they still have a very incredible threesome, heck of a trio out there.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know, call me crazy, I'm going to pull the New Orleans Hornets. Actually, the Hornets and the Celtics did a number on them last night, but I am still I'm a huge fan of.
I know you have a lot of faith in Paul. You talked about that last week.
I do. I just think he's one of those guys who can actually put a team on his back and run with it. And so that's where my top 5 goes. Although if Jameer Nelson is there, I'm probably taking Orlando with you. But at this point in time, I'm going to take the Hornets instead.
Good list. I think they're both good lists. I think you made great points. Excellent point.
Speaking of lists, I've got a question for you.
No, let's do it. I like questions from you. I like questions from you.
Thinking about the top dream team of all time.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy stuff, Tony.
Well, we're talking about a center.
That's heavy stuff.
A power forward, a shooting forward,
a
shooting guard, and a point guard, and who of all time, and we were wondering who would be on the team.
And we did the list. We did our lists. I did 5, and you did 5. How about we go tit for tat, starting with the center position?
Center position, boy. There's so many ways you can go in the center position. And
does the offense not go through the center in the NBA? It always will. I don't care.
Maybe.
I don't care what anybody says.
Well, you could say this. The offense could go through the center, but obviously, if you have Bill Russell in there, there's not going to be an offensive guy. He's going to be a defensive wizard and an incredible one. But I'm going to take my number 1 center of all time. I'm going to take the 6-time NBA MVP. I'm going to take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my center on my team.
Not a bad choice. Not Kareem, top scorer of all time. Is he not?
Actually, he was overtaken by Karl Malone, I believe.
Was he really? Okay, gee whiz, was a huge brain fart on my part.
That's all right. But
I still thought Kareem was number 1. I thought Malone had retired just shy of that. But
well, I don't want to say that I'm absolutely right about it. Then we'll have to check on that afterwards.
We'll check it out, and we'll see if some of our fans can maybe tone in on that.
See if Sports Nut can talk.
Boz, sorry. I got Bill on my list. Bill Russell, baby. I mean, come on.
Okay, but how can you say no to Bill Russell?
56 to 69. I mean, jeez, come on, Faz. I mean, this guy, 11 championships in 13 years, 8 in a row.
I can't say anything against it.
Guy freaking invented the block shot. I mean, this guy is just...
He held a guy like Will Chamberlain in check for his career. It was pretty amazing what he was able to do defensively.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb here, saying, Tony, and I'm gonna say that Bill Russell is probably the most influential player in the history of the NBA. I'm just gonna say that. I just said it. I said it.
Well, I'm glad you said it. I mean, that would be a show all on its own. But he would definitely be in the conversation. And of course, again, I'm up here in Boston, and so the guy was never really even appreciated up here where he played. Of course, it was a different time and everything, but at the same time too, I have to give you, I'll give you that as a legitimate call. There were some other guys out there, Will Chamberlain, so a name that obviously would have made a lot of sense, but I for one, I take Kareem.
Okay, how about power forward, Tony?
Power forward. Now this may be a little bit. Maybe a little different, maybe a little bit unorthodox. And
nothing wrong with being a Maverick, Faz. You've always been
I think
one.
people would actually have to look at the position as well too. But he came into the league as a power forward, and I still have him in my career or in my head as a power forward. I'll go with Tim Duncan from the San Antonio Spurs. So a career.
Great minds think alike. I got Tim too.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
I love the guy.
Of course I
think Karl Malone could have been on the list. I think.
Speaking of Bill Russell, Tim Duncan to me is the Bill Russell of our generation. That's the way I see him.
Well, defensively, I don't think he's what Bill Russell ever was defensively. But here he is. I mean, he came into the league and he was able to play that power forward position.
7-footer step outside. Versatile is the word.
Very versatile. He doesn't have the 18-foot jumper, but he's got that 15-foot shot. He's got that 12-foot bank shot. He's a heck of a passer. If you look at his career numbers, his point numbers have never fluctuated more than 2 points. He's always 22 points, 11 boards, or 21 points, 13 boards since his first year. Yeah. And the guy does nothing but win championships.
Okay, Faz, you go first. Lay your small forward on me.
Oh, Larry Bird.
Oh, this is great. I mean, this is. We like a little diversity, but sometimes, Faz, when you're talking...
Is that where you're at?
I got Bird, too. Come on.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy who's not a Celtics fan, but,
Tony, that's a huge call by you because you're not a Celtics fan, and a lot of people, that are Celtics fans, Bird walks on water, which we know he doesn't, of course, but...
And maybe for you and I, we're missing people, in our first couple, we've missed,
I don't know.
A couple other,
I put this list up against a lot of people's. I think we're on target. I really do.
Yeah, so
there's always wiggle room.
Talking about your shooting guard.
Jordan.
that can't even be a question in anybody's mind. Who else can you put in there? It has to be Michael Jordan.
The guy's probably the greatest player ever. My God,
it's possible. I mean,
that guy is he was just money, wasn't he? Guy was just freaking. It's like when Jordan was playing, you kind of just knew that he was going to win in the final. You just knew he was going to get it done.
you didn't. I mean, the guy had a heart of a champion, and he had the talent to back it up. He could do anything. He could play defensively. He could play anywhere on the floor. I think he's incredible.
Oh God, Faz, are you ready for? You want me to cough up my point guard for you?
Well, I hope we're still not on the same page.
We might be.